All right, what's up, y'all? Let's get into this. I gotta go to sleep. Everything still looks good to me, in my opinion. We're gonna look at some of these things. Some are struggling a little bit. For me personally, I don't see why we. I don't think we're gonna go down. That's essentially what it is. So it's the same thing for this. Why I wasn't surprised that we got bought up here and we didn't drop significantly further is just like I said before. I don't think we can really. We can't really afford to drop down here, or we come all the way back down. And in that same sense, I do think it is possible that we come back here and then we fall under, and then we maybe come down somewhere like here. It definitely could do something like that. It doesn't have to go up too quick. Um, I think it's a lot more likely that we'll see one of two things. That I mean, I'm still in my positions. Got out a little bit of some. I'm in some pretty out of the money calls, so I'm kind of hoping. I mean, if I go down on it, it is what it is. But I'm definitely hoping that we get a little bump in the night. So we'll kind of see what happens. I think everything looks good. Personally, this is really more from a sentiment perspective than anything. We like came back above this. I would have liked to have seen us come down here. Personally, I think we'd be pushing up more if we did just come down here. From how I see a lot of this stuff, it does seem incredibly bot driven for quite a bit of it. Where when quite a bit of these targets are hit, especially with these holes, they react pretty strongly. It always does depend what the time frames are and everything, but they do react pretty strongly. So it would have been nice just to see this come down a little bit more. I'm hoping we don't have to come up to here and it's going to take till Friday. I don't like generally I wouldn't give a crap, but I have the options that expire at the end of the week. So I need if we start 1750, like I mean it is what it is. I don't want to get into it's definitely like a gamble with this one. So the $16 strike price calls are nice, but these are like what do I have like 19? So if we can just start up a little bit, we'll see. I don't know how Mara is going to react anyway. I don't want to get into too much, but we'll just kind of show like right. I mean, if we start anywhere, even like here, I can sell it out, and I don't want to say how much I can make because it's also indicative. We'll see. It's up here, so I should be able to sell it out without losing much at worst. But just I don't want to. It's not like that crazy. I just don't want to mention how much it is, how much I could gain, because then it's like obvious how much I could lose. The chances are when we get in, most of what I got in was at 7 cents, but I got a decent amount at 4 cents, and it ended at 7 cents. So we'll see. If it goes to 10 cents, that's a decent amount of money. If it goes to 14, that's a good amount. it's it's out of the money though, so it's out of the money at the end of the week. So hopefully we get a jump and that theta doesn't kind of wreck me down. So we'll see what happens with that. But yeah, I feel pretty good about this from a sentiment perspective. We could come down, it could wait here, but anyone that's not in like end of the money or end of the week options, I don't think it matters. My thing here is people could see this as hesitation. Maybe we don't want to go up, or maybe we're going to come back down. I think that's really unlikely, especially with the dollar. Like, right? Like, how does the dollar drop this far and then we're still like the dollar is so far under this here, right? Like, like, right? The dollar's up here. So if the dollar's up here, unless I'm crazy, what does this go back to? The 5th, the 6th, the 5th through the 10th. So the 5th to the 10th, we're up here with a dollar. So we're like almost 2% under where we were before, right? So we should be getting some. But my thing about this is, let's say this looks really good, which I still do think it does, like even on a long term. Let's say this looks really good. Do you really want it to go up? So for me right now, I think this is more of, I wouldn't be surprised there's a decent amount of manipulation here to keep the price here. Um, because if it is going to go up, you want to get in as much as possible. Also, we could look at it from another perspective of, I don't know, to be honest. It really just depends. I don't know what other people see. For me personally, I mean, if you're a bear, I think it's a pretty reasonable spot to get out. For me personally, yeah, I mean, like I got in my position when we were in here and the market was open. I got in towards the end of the day. So if I was a bear, right, I would just get in down here. They're not looking at the same thing as me, but this just makes a lot more sense. So I still think we push up. If not, we just sit here and most likely push up. It looks good on the week time frame, right? Maybe we had something on the day. I don't think the day really matters, though, to be honest. It's not that amazing. This would have been nice if it was a little bit higher, but I'm not going to get into it too much and things like that. But the week looks really nice. This day's not significant because of where it is. It's under something stronger. Like if we come under the week here, I mean, I don't believe this is going to bounce here if we come under, or like I don't think it's going to be a significant bounce that reverses the direction past this support resistance level right here. I think we're going to continue downwards more likely. Um, obviously we have our targets up here, 66K and all the other stuff on the other time frames. If we are kind of going to just go up like that, so I think it's unrealistic to say we're going to, like, if we look at this here, I think this is stupid and unrealistic to say we're going all the way up to like 1 million or whatever. But I do think it's pretty reasonable to target this area, and then ignore this. And really, this range right here is huge. So if we go back and look at some of this old data here, there's quite a bit. It does seem to want to come back to this median, just like the base point of the shift pitchfork every time. But really, most of this is like, it's just, I mean, just look how heavily packed it is right here. It's insane. Here, here, here. So I think this will be the real fight coming into here. So, but I mean, even this puts it up at like 100,000. This is like 150. I'm not saying it's going to 150, but these are just kind of some of the targets that I just have in mind in that kind of sense. So we'll see what happens with that. Is there anything interesting to look at? Big time's getting pushed down. I guess we can look at some other things since I already talked about that. I'm not a big fan of where big time is. I will say that maybe we'll see a break in trend, right? Failed. We didn't, there's no breakout here. Failed, right? So it keeps having failed breakdowns also as well. That is a little bit of a concern. Um, but yeah, we really haven't started under it, so it kind of is what it is. We can see up here that we failed to start above it, so it is what it is. So this is incredibly surprising. So this little sketchy. I think this looks pretty. I think Doge looked. No, I think Doge to Bitcoin is what looked kind of bad. I mean, this looks a little sketchy too. I don't think it's a big deal, but it looks fine. But I think Doge to Bitcoin looked pretty bad. There's some things that indicate to me that I don't know if alts are going to drop. I think some alts might drop quite a bit, not too much. Just from like when your support's here and you're all the way up here, and if Bitcoin is just going to shoot up, right, you're going to have probably a pretty big drop back down in your Bitcoin price. That's probably going to quite a bit affect the USDT price until it levels off, which will probably be really quickly, like it usually is. But yeah, what's Meme doing? Yeah, Meme is it was actually interesting. I saw this earlier. Meme actually had some. So let's look at the price action around this real quick. We've seen it before, but let's look at it. There we go. Let's look at it again. I mean, this is almost perfect. Like, look at the ends and or like the starts. Look where it starts. Look where it sits around, and then look at this. Like, look just how clear this is, either above or under, with it fighting. And then we get to here, and it's just all over the place. Start above, start under, start under, start under, start above. Now we start under. So it's definitely interesting. Do we have like higher time frame averages here? Excuse me. I don't see any. I don't know. I don't get it. It's kind of interesting. Anyway, I saw that. I didn't really understand it. It seems kind of bearish to me. I don't like it. I don't like it from that one perspective. Like, we could say we don't like it because it started the 1 hour in here. But my main reason I don't like this right now is because it's doing this. I've seen some other things look weird too. I think Ethereum looked really ugly. Like, this looks horrible. Ethereum looks horrible to Bitcoin, in my opinion. But like I said, I don't think this means Ethereum's going down as much as in my opinion. I mean, we're not under, but if I had to guess, like most of this in my mind is moving towards this is Bitcoin going to shoot up, and these things are just going to really suffer. I mean, look at this; it's not that bad. I will say this is pretty big drop, but I mean it's on the week time frame, right? So we know that this is from the Sunday drop. So overall, it still looks. I think it still looks fine. Right? I mean, this is a really nice push off from here. It's still crazy to think this is 100%. It's not crazy to think. It's just like, right, these things only form so much, and if you're not looking at them around the time, so this is ugly. But this is really, yeah, this actually isn't that bad. Eh. The thing I really like a lot of times about here, when you have stuff like this, is it quickly comes under and then reverses back up, which is nice. This is like, we hit it, bounce, start above, push under, and then we reverse. Like, this is nice again, but this isn't that bad either, really, I guess, from it. Actually, I like that. Actually, it's pretty decent. pretty decent actually. 12.4. I don't know why I'm looking at 12.4. I don't care. I mean, that still looks pretty good. So I don't think anything's really necessarily deviated. Maybe gold's fine. I don't care. I don't feel like looking at gold. Litecoin's worthless. Litecoin's another one that already looks. I mean, does Litecoin ever look good to Bitcoin? Like, has Litecoin ever looked good to Bitcoin? I guess not really. I mean, this thing's never looked good to Bitcoin. Blah 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 blah. But like, you don't. Who buys this? Like, who? Where do you buy this? Right? If you're gonna buy this, where do you buy this? Do you buy here? Buy here? Right? Like, if we're looking at it, and it's not in hindsight. Where do you buy it? Like, jeez, it's just one long, wang, wang. And you know what? It's gonna go up, and then and then we're gonna have another one right here, just trending all the way back down. Oh my god, worthless as usual. This looks pretty good. I like it. It's been a while since I've looked at Litecoin on these charts. What are we on? Oh, we're on the right side. Okay. I like it. One thing I would like to see, which I mean, I don't really like it that much, to be honest. I really don't like this. I'd like to see this start somewhere around here. I mean, I can kind of see us pushing up. We could start a week above. What is this? 76, 76? That'd be nice, but why mess with Litecoin? It's kind of how I feel right now. Doesn't make sense to me to mess with Litecoin. I like this. This is actually pretty nice for Link. I don't know if it's a buy point, though. It's kind of hard to say with all the other things going on. I'd have to see Link. We do have this start above, fake out, or we'd push up a little bit, but then come back down, start under, start here. I don't know if I would have gotten, what is this? 3.8. What's the difference here? I'm not buying that. No way. 5% up. I'm not going to buy something 5% up after it just pushes up. But I do kind of like where it is. It's a little bit sketchy, though. So the thing I like is what we pushed off of. My opinion was like overbought. We're returning to support. I think it's reasonable because this wasn't that pretty that we can get bought up here. I would like to see a reversal though. It just kind of it really just this kind of concerns me a little bit. Not so much this candle, but the last week's candle into this candle. There's just a lot of data right here from these two candles. It kind of concerns me. What does it look like here? Yeah, I mean it's just it's not horrible, but it's just a little sketch. What do we look like here? Why does that say week 200? Week 200 is all the way down here. Is it the day? Huh. Okay. Well, that doesn't make any sense, but that's fine. This is really sketchy. Like what man, I mean it could definitely keep going up, but Jesus, this is a big fight for Link compared to some of these other cryptos. There's a freaking huge gap right here. Is this gonna get filled? Like obviously this isn't like a gap, but like if we look at it, if we look at like volatility wise, like I mean this is practically a gap. Like if you weren't paying attention, Jesus Christ, you missed it. I mean, from everything else, you know how we just analyze the averages. I mean, look at that. Ding, 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 ding. Almost, almost. Like, I mean, I don't know. I don't remember what happened in October. I can look. I don't care. Hey, hey. Looks like they're still selling stuff down. Not really concerned about it. Sell it into 42,500. Let's just get it over with. Like, let's stop this stupid crap where we're just sitting here. Like, let the bots activate. Hit the target, let the bots activate, and then they'll start their buy up. But we just do this crap where we don't hit anything. I don't like AVAX. Maybe if we start the week above, we start here, and this was the Bitcoin sell down. So, okay, good. We have a take profit spot. This is just dangerous. Wait till we start up here. That's what I think. AVAX to Bitcoin anyway. I mean, there's nothing I have on AVAX normally here. My point was down here, so it's just, it's one of those kind of things where there's not a lot of data up here on anything that's a really relevant time frame, like the 1 hours. I mean, it's not that bad. It's pretty short or pretty small relative, though. Um, Let's see what Shiba Inu is doing. Probably getting sold down a little bit, right? No, not that much. Interesting. Not much. I actually would have liked to have seen this come down here. Someone is throwing money. I think this is a decent place where they could probably enter. I'm not a huge fan though. Personally, the thing I like about Shiba is there's no Bitcoin value, and if you're trading, if you really do believe in Bitcoin, you're not holding Bitcoin, right? You're really well, it depends what you're doing, unless you have like a lot of money and you're like super longed on it. But like for most people that aren't like super rich already and that are just doing that and don't really care, I forgot what I was gonna say. I'm getting really tired. Oh yeah, you want something with a Bitcoin pair. There's no Bitcoin pair with Shiba, right? Because you just sit in Bitcoin and then you just put a buy on the book, um, on whatever crypto you want, right? So it's like I can't do it technically because, well, not like that, but like what I want to see mainly, and among the things I can trade is like Doge, and the issue with Doge is like we could come down to Bitcoin, but I'm looking for the week to start up here. But right, you want to do we have anything here? I already forgot what I was gonna say, to be honest. Yeah, we wanted to like come down into something. I'm just looking for something that had like let's say Ethereum to Bitcoin, for example, right? Like if I was trading Bitcoin right now, I wouldn't do this whatsoever at all because I think the possibility for this coming under and sticking under here and then falling down is pretty high. But you just put your buys down here, right? You just literally just hold Bitcoin and put your buys down here, and if it gets sold down, especially on something that's a wick, you get bought in, and there you go. You make your money to Bitcoin, and then you put a sell on the book, or you just sell it out back into Bitcoin when you want to, right? But that way you're always exposed. Wow, Nifty's up 1%. Pretty crazy. Pretty crazy. I mean, it's not like that crazy, but it's just stupid to see after a while. Anyway, are we bouncing? No. Interestingly enough, these guys are getting it all wrong. They're bouncing at a double bottom, slightly lower, but they're pretty much bouncing at a double bottom when there's no is there any support? I don't. There's no reasonable support. Ugh, even look at this in the 4 hour. There's no reasonable support here. And on the 2 hour, it's at the same place. Wow, that's pretty. Not same place, but same place. Different trajectory, but I don't know what they're doing. This is kind of interesting. I think the dollar's probably bound to drop a little bit more too. Um, but yeah, I mean, at this rate, I still think what happens is we start the week here. I mean, I'm not trading based off of that, but I think that's what's going to happen. Currently, I'm not in a position based off that, but or currently that's not what drives it, the positions that I have. But that's what it looks like. I mean, why are we stopping here? Like, look, if we do this, doesn't take a rocket science. See, this is a really strong area. I mean, even as it moves up a little bit right to here, like it's just strong. It's just strong. So, right, like, why would we be bouncing here? There's literally nothing right here. Like, one, not really. Okay, two, three. That's not that bad. It's nothing like this though. This just looks so much better. One. I mean, obviously, this is like a switch over, but still. So we can say it's like one, two. Uh, we could probably count these, but ignoring these, it's like what, three, four, five, six. I mean, this is closed. If we count these, it's seven, eight, but that would be nine, 10 if we count these. But this would be seven. So it's like seven, maybe. Like if we count all the ones that are just even slightly close to it, it becomes like 10 or 11. Like there's so many data points that are right here. So it's kind of interesting that it's getting bought up. Not that I really care. I think we're just sitting here. Hopefully we push up tomorrow, or we push up in the nighttime for me in the sake of my short-term expiry options. But I still think everything's just all chill. So we'll just kind of see. Like it's hard for me. I mean, if I lose money, I lose money. But it's hard for me to expect that we're going to push up above this 4 hour and not push through the one and the two. Now I get like coming above the four and then coming into the one and pushing up into the two and finding resistance and pushing back down. It does make sense to me from that perspective because we never really confirmed here. But because we never really confirmed here, I'm not that worried about this. not pushing up. So, peace out. Hopefully it doesn't take forever. Bye bye.